Good morning, good morning, good morning. Get up, you're on call, say your prayer, do anything you gotta do to get the day started. Doc, we back at number 30?
30.
Man, I'm always gonna say this, it's a blessing, man, because at one time we was had our cell phones, man. We was doing a podcast just with the cell phone. Now, we got a little production team behind. We on YouTube. We on Spotify. But it's just a blessing for us to sit down and just think about it,
Yeah.
and put it together, man. Now we back at it.
Yo, man, you're always right about that, man. No, because we got to always count the small blessings.
Yes.
I mean, small blessings mean everything, man. They add up, man,
Yes.
So that's the most important thing, man. We just blessed to be here for another one.
Yes.
So, man, this morning we got a great special guest that came on, man, and we appreciate her coming, man. Crystal Feliciano, man, running for council at large, man, for the city of Trenton. Yes. Council at large for the city of Trenton, man. So we're going to let you first off, you can introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll get going.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, gentlemen. I appreciate you having me here today. Thank you so much to everybody. Before we start, I just want to say something. You made the comment and you said, we started off with our phones, and now we have our little production team. There's nothing little about what you have going on here. This is commendable, highly commendable, right? That you would have people that are dedicated that will come out with you early in the morning on a Sunday. You guys are building something positive, considering where things were to where things are now, right? So it is a blessing, as you said, to be here. But you guys are growing and expanding, and we'll keep going and going and going, right? So there's nothing small about it. So I am Crystal Feliciano. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey, West Side. Hello. Hello. So let me put that out there. I did not go to Trenton Central High School. I graduated from Notre Dame High School in 1988 because that's where my mama sent me. I went to Georgia Court University where I received a bachelor's in accounting. I then went on, I have 2 master's degrees from Walden University, one in education and one in leadership development. I love Trenton. I remember going back down San Hecan to DeVito's, to Frank's to get that cheese steak, right? Which is partially why I need to probably be in your fitness program. But we will get into that in a little while, right? Before you catch me. Before you catch me. And so in my career, my initial career was in audit and investigation. So I have over 26 years of experience in audit and investigation. I've written some outstanding audit reports for the state of New Jersey. I've worked in state, municipal, nonprofit, banking, corporate industry. So I bring a lot to the table, and now I am a teacher. I'm the finance teacher at Trenton High. I love the kids.
Finance.
I love it. And the thing is too, of all the jobs that I've had, and I've served in a director position, I've served in the supervisory positions in my life. One of the best jobs, most rewarding, and the toughest job that I've had is being a teacher, because the children bring so much to the table. So it's not like you're sitting there and just saying, do X, Y, Z, and that's it. These kids have things on their mind that they need to talk about, things that they're being exposed to in the community that you shouldn't just overlook. We got to get through the curriculum and the lesson plan, but somebody got shot last night, and that may be your friend, or that may be someone you know, or you may feel some kind of way, and so we need to address that as well. So when we unpack who is Crystal, I am a person that's for the people, not some of the time, all the time, not election time, but every time. And so I'm not a pop-up type person. I mean, I pop up for Peterson's, right? Shout out to Thomas Peterson. I'll pop up in that capacity if I'm doing media work. I am the correspondent on Peterson's Breaking News of Trenton. I will pop up in that regard, but I'm talking about when it comes to meeting the people where they are and doing the work. I'm not a pop-up type person. I care from my heart about people, and I hold to what I say. I don't say things I don't mean. I mean every word that comes out my mouth, even if it's something funky and you might not care for it. I'm gonna even qualify it and tell you I mean exactly what I'm saying to you. I'm not gonna regret this later.
There you go. Right.
I need you to understand right where I am. And so with that being said, I am a candidate. I am number 8 on the ballot because 8 is great. Go straight to 8 ball in the corner pocket. I am number 8 on the ballot for Trenton City Council at large because I know that if given the opportunity that myself with the other elected people that would be put in position would work together to move the city prayerfully in a more positive and better direction.
That's in a nutshell.
Okay, followers is over. She did everything. So.
That's it. Well, remember, I'm the interviewer, right? Most of the time. So it's what I do. So that's it. We're done.
No, that's wonderful. Right? But I got a question because like you've been out there, like everything, like everybody know you for Peterson Breaking News though. Anyway, definitely through the city, all over. You're known for that. What made you want to run? What put that? You've been doing things for the city. You've been all over. You grew up here, everything. But what was the time that you was like, the time is now for me to try to get out there and do and run and become one of them actual council individuals who actually making decisions for the city? Yeah. Now, what made you? What gave you that? Like, it's time, Crystal, get out there.
Okay, thank you for that. So, in looking at the slow declination of the city. Watching us be held hostage almost in some regard, right? I knew I had started speaking to people about me running. It was in 2020 that I knew that I was going to be coming out into the political arena for myself. I've helped other people in their campaigns. And so through that, it stirred up in me the interest, like, this is cool. But as I started watching and really seeing what's happening throughout the town, seeing the needs of the people for real, and seeing how we could just do better, it made me decide that, you know what, I am one of those people. I know what I can do if given the opportunity, and I know that I'm a person that is about action. I don't just show up to get in. I'm putting my hands in it. I'm doing my thing. And to be clear about that, even with Peterson's, the people knowing me in the town, I have made my presence known in many churches in the town. From when I grew up at St. Paul AME Zion Church under the late Reverend O.R. Lyons, that's when I first even started really coming out publicly with things and speaking stuff. When I was 9, they put me on the radio to sing, because I sing too. I don't know if you can hear that.
That
voice. But I sing too. And so the thing is, I've had the opportunity to move through different churches throughout the city, not just for form or fashion, but because I'm in choirs or things that are happening. So my footprint has been laid over my life for a long time. Also, I have a foundation, a nonprofit organization, 501c3, the Gianna Monet Genesis Foundation, where we started it after my daughter, where we bless children ages 3 to 17 that have partial or total hair loss due to alopecia, which my daughter has, cancer or other extenuating circumstances. So we've been doing fashion shows in the city for a long time. Like, I've been here, right? And so through the media outlet work of jumping around through Peterson's and everything, that has been a blessing, because that has allowed me to really get down into the muck and the mire and see what's going on, right? So like, this building is falling. Okay, so we sit on the news, the building is falling. So then I go out, damn, the building is falling. And then you got people staying here. So then it gives us a different approach and respect to what's going on. And the more that I was watching and seeing what Thomas was posting and covering, it's the shootings, it's the fire, it's the abandoned homes, it's the danger that exists around. I was like, yo, we need to step up and take charge of trying to help to make things better. And so that's why I'm here, and I've thrown my hat in the ring, because I am one of the candidates that will make things happen. My actions go beyond any word that I could ever say.
I got two things to ask you. The first one is you scared of any backlashes, like, for your past? Because you get in when you start politics and stuff like that. And another thing, like, say if you win. When I win? When you win. Okay. Do you got, like, because you can't save everything, do you got, like, one particular thing you like, I'm just going to tackle this, and this might open up a lot of doors for other things. Like, do you got one, like, say how men don't do? We train physical, but we know it open up the mental part of it.
Right,
And
because once the physical starts happening, then the mental. I feel good because I done lost this 10 pounds. They better watch out now. Don't think
Nah, you coming, right?
I'm gonna come see you when it's over. I got to. We just hook me up with a smoothie drink. Tell me something I could drink to make it move. So thank you for the question. The questions, right? The first one: am I afraid of any backlash? No, I'm absolutely not.
Okay.
I've had people try to come at me about things, and I've addressed it head on because that is who I am. I'm not afraid of it. If I did it, I did it. If I didn't, I didn't.
Yes,
right? And
yes.
nobody can tell my story better than me. I've even had it where you see people say, well, if you don't do X, Y, Z, then we're going to tell the story for you. Well, you can't tell my story because it's my story.
Yes.
Right?
True. Yes.
And so,
True
but
about
I have
that.
not done anything that would prohibit me from being able to run. I'm on the ballot.
Yeah.
So,
you up there already.
I'm on the ballot, right? I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I'm not, I work for the school board.
Yeah.
I work part-time for the city of Trenton.
Yeah.
Checks are done.
Yeah.
Things are run. Like, I'm here. So
Yeah.
there's nothing that anyone could say that would prohibit. I've had people lie. Now, it's been interesting. They will put some things on you that I'm like, dang, I did that. Like, we was laughing. Somebody even put something out and put a picture of something. I was like, damn, who?
Yes.
Really? And we sit up laughing about it.
Yeah.
But that just lets me know that I'm in your head.
You're doing something right.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about me.
Yeah.
I
There
want
you
you
go.
to wake up thinking about me. I want you to go through your day thinking about me. I want you to sit at the dinner table and think about me. I want you to go back and sleep again thinking about me. And we're going to keep doing it over and over again, right? Because here's the thing. I'm just that important to you that I got your mental.
Yes.
I got your mental, right?
Yeah,
I'm good with mine.
Broke it down
Anything
well.
I've done, it is what it is. I've not done anything that would prohibit me from sitting before the people, and I'm a wonderful example of what can be, just as you are all wonderful examples of what can come. And so that's the first question. The second question, you said, what would I want to tackle? For me, I would have to say that my platform is built on the word race, right? Revitalization, accountability, collaboration, and equity for all. That is the acronym that I've chosen, RACE. And that is what we built this on as we think about it, because it does allow for more doors to open, right, once we can tackle certain things. The city needs transformation. The city needs opportunity for its people. The people need help. Our children are traumatized. One thing that I would have to say that I would want to do is get with my council colleagues and let's look at something that we can maybe sink our teeth in together and come to common ground on once we establish a good working relationship with one another, because that's important to me too. But I would have to say this homeless population issue is a problem, and that goes into having spoken to some veterans actually, right? Veteran services, a lot of them are just left behind. A lot of them are left behind, and a lot of them make up our homeless population that's here on the street. And so when we have the homelessness, we have people that have drug addiction, people are hungry, people have no opportunity for work. Well, they don't see it because they're so caught up and they're out there. So I would have to say that would be one of the things that I would want to look at, in addition to other things. But when we ride down the street, you can see it. I rode downtown just a couple nights ago and was riding down Broad, and you see the people scratching and shaking. It's like, why are we doing this? And it's about to be cold outside, right? And it's about to be cold outside. That coupled with dealing with the blight that's in the city with these abandoned homes and stuff, because where are they going to go? They're going to move into, so you said one thing touches another. They move into the abandoned homes and stuff. Now they're trying to start fires to keep warm. Things happen, right? So now you have the abandoned home that's attached to a home with a family, and then a fire starts. Now everyone is displaced. We have so many things that need to be done. So I would have to say the homeless issue, the blight within the city, you know, are
together,
or two things, you know, together that definitely would need to be looked at in addition to other things. So don't pigeonhole me in on that, because you know people be like, she only want to look at that. No,
that was good. That's important though. What you mentioned, definitely important.
Thank you.
Because and know what was different though? Like a lot of people first thing that they say out their mouth though, and I applaud you, but you ain't use that. It's crime.
Oh,
and maybe because you see it all the time, you're right. But I'm just saying that's the number one thing everybody speak on first.
Well, here's the thing.
We know that ties in with everything.
I want crime to be you know, eliminated. We don't. No one wants crime, but let's be real about this thing, okay? The mayor hires his police director. They hire the police force that they have with the money that has been allocated for them to do that. Now, until people start loosening up purse strings and stuff, the only way that I personally could say, well, I'm going to fight crime and reduce this, am I going to go in my pocket and give the city of Trenton X amount of millions of dollars to hire? I cannot do that. I want crime to go away, so what can I do? When there are initiatives and plans put forward by the administration that would address the issues that would better suit the police force itself, yes, we will vote and move in that direction and be supportive, right? So long as it is for the benefit and the good of the people. If we're putting people in position that are making six figures over and over and over again to lead and see, but we have no boots on the ground to help the people, we may want to relook at that thing, right? Because the whole goal is, I don't mind, you know, people have to get paid, but people have to be saved. And so the thing is with that, crime is a heavy issue, but there's different layers that will go into that. That's not a quick fix for anybody. It would be fixed already.
No, that's great, because I just like how you broke that down, because I'm just saying most people, I know you care about that a lot, but most people, that's the first thing come out their mouth is that part. And I always tell people that's not going to change overnight, because like you talked about before we start getting into all this, about the babies, of what they want and what they've been seeing, their friends getting shot, their friends killed. These young kids lately now, man, from I would say 13 to 17, been going to more funerals than I went to. Ever prior in my life already.
Class size shrinking. Class size shrinking. And it ain't because people moving.
Because you get what I'm saying? So
you know, that's scary. That's the reality.
And that's very scary. And when you spoke on like hearing from the kids, like that's what I tell people, like, how can you understand their emotions if you don't talk to them or let them let you know what's going on? And one thing I like, because you say you teach finances, and that's a great thing for our kids, right? Because we grow up not knowing about finances.
Come on.
Too many households we not taught. Even if you got two parents in the house and they working, they focus on working. They don't know too much about finances.
They're not investing.
You get what I'm saying? They're not investing into things.
Needs and wants. I want this. I'm hood fabulous, but we want you to move on. You're not impressing me. Right? When your lights are off and you got a Benz out front. And your kids are hungry. And so the thing is, I teach to help them, to help my students, want to help themselves. And I know it's working, because one day I was in Quaker Bridge Mall. This was like a couple years ago. One of my students was there with her father. It was so funny. And so they came up, hey, Miss Feliciano. I said, hey, babe, how you doing? And so the father says to me, oh, you're her teacher. I said, yes, I'm Miss Feliciano. He says, oh, the finance teacher. Yes. He said, you told her. Oh my God. You told her that the Social Security number is their own number, and that they shouldn't let anybody use it or try to get credit. I'm a business owner, and I was trying to help build up her credit, and told her I wanted to do it, and she told me no. And so I looked at her and I looked at him and I said, you told her that? She said, yeah. I said, good. I said, here's the thing, sir. Here's the thing. Right? Because I tell them, sometimes you look around, you'll have utilities in your name and stuff, and you a young child. You haven't done that. And so I said to her, I looked at her and I said, listen, your father has his own business. And he heard me say this to her. I said, you know how your parents govern the bills in the home you live in. You see what he does with what he has. If you feel as though that is something that is going to work against you, then you don't want to do that.
Yes.
You don't want to do that. If it will help you, you may want to consider that.
Yeah.
And that's how I left it. And he looked at me, but that's what I meant. See, my whole thing is this. These kids, us as a people, us as a whole, we have to do better.
Yes.
We have to do better. And we have to look beyond what's happening right here and right now.
Yes.
Oh, I want this thing right here, right now. Right? That opportunity cost that appears in front of us. But then because we take advantage of the opportunity, now when something really happens, like you have a leak in your roof, your car breaks down or something happens, you don't have those emergency funds on hand saved because you've been living in the moment. And so we want our children to be self-sufficient and to put money to have something for the time to come. And so that's where I'm at. For the children, for the people in the city, I want home ownership in the city. We got a lot of people renting here in the city from some bull ass behind landlords that treat these people any kind of way they shouldn't be here. And so we need to put our people in position mentally, right? Emotionally, they need to be equipped with the information and the knowledge that they need so that they can make better choices. That's what I'm doing in my classroom.
There we go. Love it.
And I love that too.
Love that.
But just like I said last time, like for me being a Trenton resident all my life, it seems like when it comes down to home bond, with me with a criminal background and all that stuff, it's like it's harder for me. I'm a resident here, and it's like it's harder for me to buy some. I go down to the city hall. I gotta go through all this stuff where I ain't gonna say no nationality, but somebody could come from somewhere else and just come straight in town. They don't know nothing about the town, don't know what's going on, and could buy some property. Is it a way that we could stop that or slow it down or something? Cause like, I'm here all my life, and I can't even buy nothing. But you can live somewhere else and just come and just.
And that's what it is. Well, guess what?
Cause I got a record.
No, you're black.
Crazy.
You're black. And so here's the thing: black and brown folks gonna have it hard regardless. If we look at the banks that are in our town right now, let's just be real with it. We have a TD Bank. We got PNC. We have a Bank of America. Right. I would love to know how many of them have given mortgages to people of color in the city of Trenton. No. See, we start there. And so the thing is, there was a group of people that was looking to start a black credit union, which credit unions are membership driven and led, right? To help the people. So I don't think that that's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Because the thing is, the redlining has to stop. They have it marked. Certain people have it marked so that certain populations and people can't take advantage of the situation. But let's be clear on this too. Because we're in Trenton, there's certain things that we're not gonna get either. Because it's Trenton. All right. When I went for a minute and lived in Lawrence, my car insurance was a certain amount. When I came back to Trenton, my car insurance increased. Why are you increasing my car insurance? I don't have a sports car anymore. What are we doing? They said because you're in Trenton. Oh my God. Crime, stealing, all of that kind of stuff like that. And so to your point, right, we need to start working on looking at dealing with people and businesses that would give opportunities realistically to the people that are here. This is our demographic. Y'all coming to us. True. You opening up your bank here. And if you ask my students, when you ask them the question, are the banks your friends? No. The bank is a business. The bank is a business. But you coming here to do business in our town. And so our people, all people that qualify legit, that are good and have the funds to do what they need to do, should have access and be able to participate in what it is that you're offering.
I love that.
That's crazy,
whoa, talking this morning. Talking this morning.
Listen, I'm going to say this. Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Pastor Cox. Shout out to Pastor Cox. They got me here, man. I'm trying to get to the church now. Shout out to my pastor. It's his birthday. It was his birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday, Pastor. Happy birthday, Pastor.
Yes, Pastor David Cox. That's Christian Fellowship Ministries.
That's my boy right there.
This is amazing though. But it's great to hear that. No, listen, it's great to hear that, right? Because when you start hearing like different people speak, you really start hearing substance. from a lot of individuals.
A lot
and
of
this
people
morning,
play stuff short.
Don't
you
play
coming
me straight.
short.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't do
You
that.
coming straight.
I am who I am.
You said don't mix my drink. Now I'm gonna drink it straight.
That's what took me straight. No chaser.
No chaser.
Okay?
I don't want no chaser, man.
I know about the big drinks now.
Hallelujah.
Hey, Doc, what she said from the door? She said, West Side?
West Side.
Come on.
Hey, yo, no, that's great. All this.
When I could move through the streets and not have to worry. When
go.
I could travel and walk through the streets and be okay. When I could get on my bike and ride from out West Trenton up there through Kingsbury and hang out and see what's going on. And didn't have to worry about somebody trying to get at me saying, oh, you from over there. Nah, we from here. And that's the message and the mantra that we need to move. We're killing ourselves. We're doing some folks a favor by us doing it, right? Some folks is happy seeing it. So they like, look at them. We ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is sit back and watch. And guess what else too? I talked to some of my students. I asked the question, how are people getting these guns? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And so the answer was this. Some people that have guns and have insurance on their weapons, hello,
let you kill it.
Give it to the kids and then go file the claim.
You stolen?
So that okay. So not only did you have that one, you gave that one, and then you got money to get another one. And meanwhile, the destruction that comes from what had been put in the hands of a child who has been exposed to things that makes them think that that is the way to go. Shout out to the Trenton Street team. I love them great. I see and what they're doing in initiatives like that. We need more people to get involved, but we also need parents to raise their children. We also need parents to be a part of the decision-making and problem-solving process. I could speak life into your child for the time that I have them. I have 80-minute blocks. So I could see your child once a day for 80 minutes and tell them that they are the best thing in the world, that they need to go for greatness, that I'm not settling for less. Because see, in my class, you're not wearing no bonnets, no slippers, you're not coming in with no hoodie on. You're not doing that in my class because this is the business class. And if you can't do what I need you to do, then you have no business here. And so my thing is about the mindset, right? The mindset. We need the parents to be a part. So I could speak life and do all that stuff. But if the hell that they're facing happens when they leave that school, when they get home, because the parents don't have the resources that they need to help, or because sometimes it's just been like this for so long that we just think that that's how it has to be.
You know what else it is? Nowadays, the parents scared of the kids.
Listen,
a lot, right?
That's a whole problem too. That's a whole problem too. But then because we had a lot of young folks having kids at a young age too, right? And so when you're trying to figure out how you're going to take care of yourself, now I got this other person or 2 or 3 people that I'm trying to take care of. How do I make it work, right? I am glad. At one time I thought I used to fuss and think that my mom was, oh my God, why this, why that. I am blessed and grateful for my upbringing. I am glad that my mother held me to a standard. I'm glad that she presented herself to be a woman respectful, hardworking, dedicated, and true. My mom, she retired from Hellingful Hospital after working there 36 and a half years in the hemodialysis unit. A single mom that raised me, a wonderful, wonderful person who has given of herself selflessly. She takes care of my 100-year-old grandmother now who experiences dementia. That's a hard walk to take. And so for those that still are blessed to have parents, right, should always respect them and love them and be appreciative, right, when they're good and even when they're not, because it took them to make you, right? It took them to make you, just to try to always do better. And so with that being said, my mom wasn't scared of nothing. She would jack you up with her slipper. Honey, her arm game was sharp. And my Nana, don't let me talk trash to my grandmother because Nana get up in your mouth.
And they
I
gonna
knew
do something
better
to you.
to not mess with her,
Yes.
even sometimes than my mother.
Yes.
And we need that more so now. Not to say that parents need to be beating on their kids, but they need to demand more of their children. But then they also need to present more as the parents as well.
Yeah.
And we need to provide services for people and make them aware of what we have, but then how do we make them go?
And there you go.
How do we make them go? We can have the services, but how do we make them go?
Now, a question for you. Now, when you saying that, right? Now, the stuff that people don't know, like they say it's a lot of things that's going on out here, but a lot of stuff people don't get the information to, because you got a lot of people who is struggling or who are struggling, right? But they fighting to try to find a way out, but they don't know about certain programs or certain ways they can get help for and things like that. That's one. Like, how can more of that information be exposed to the people?
We take it to them.
There you go. See,
We take
okay,
it to
that's a
them.
good quick. That's a quick answer too. That's real good. And then next, right, our kids is what we talk about, the base. We see that they're acting out, man. And most times, I know I've been a kid with all of us, right? When we act out, we were looking for attention. And nowadays, these kids look for a lot of attention. So they look for it from the wrong way. You know, they got social media like crazy now. So everything to them is record, laugh,
Fights
joke,
break out.
fights
They
break
got
out.
the phones
Phone
up.
come out
They
quicker
ain't worried
than
about
they ain't worried about
nobody
nobody.
getting
But you
killed.
get
They
that?
just want to be like,
I got it on live.
phone.
Did you see what's the name? So, and it's a few programs entering for the youth, but how are now when people run? I'm wondering what is the agenda of getting the kids active into something after school? Because we know poor environment. Some parents can't afford every after school program.
Right.
Some parents got 4 kids, 3, 4 kids, and they can't send all their kids to this program. They want one something per kid. So now, us in this city, how are we trying to bridge that gap to where kids actually have things to do? Because when I was coming up, it was a million things to do. And I understand they say someone with state rent and things of that nature. But how can the city start getting stuff? How can we start? We need to find a way to get something back running for these kids after school. Idle time is the devil's playground. So what would you say that you're like? I know you named a lot of great things already, though. So what would you say you will push forward for after school program wise for the kids or something in that nature, or anything that to give our kids more drive? Like you do it in your class, 80-minute block, but we need extra when the kid get out.
I think that, again, it all stems back to the funding.
Okay, there we go.
We need more money. We need for the state and everybody to tap in and give us our fair share. We are the capital city.
Yes.
And yet we are not treated as such. I do agree we need more for the youth. I wonder, we have different recreational facilities right throughout the city, but I even wonder, what if we had one big recreational facility that had everything for everybody, just something for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be, we need skating, we need bowling, we need a movie theater, we need certain things. Like, wouldn't it be awesome to have something like a one-stop shop where we had rooms for different grade levels or things like that, right? I mean, that's long-term down the line, but we need to have something, like you said, for the mom with 4 kids. How do I get this kid? How do I get that kid there? Transportation is an issue as well. So what do we do as far as funding to get adequate busing? Hell, we don't even have kids. I got a child out South Trenton that told me she was expected to walk from Lamberton Street to Chambers Street. And if she wanted to take a city bus, she had to make it downtown to take a public bus across.
To get the Greenwood.
And you got to be at class by 7:30 in the morning. These kids are dealing with trying to get to school. So to your point, right? To function at school. Now to find something to do after school, but still be safe at the same time and feel comfortable while they're moving in between all of that. Everybody is going through something. Right? And so to your point, I do agree. We need more funding. We need more places that are more accessible, and not just a place to like throw the kids for them to be there. Places where they actually have programs, because let's be clear, there are programs that get money to do things for our youth, and they function as a babysitting service. You get all this money to do activities with the kids. Do the activities with the children. You want them in so you can note them down in your case management notes to say that I touched this amount of kids, right? to keep getting your money, but the kids are just sitting still.
Yes.
Give them applicable and good programming, and maybe that's where the community comes in as far as partnering with those places to say, hey, I could talk to the kids about fitness. Yeah. Hey, I could talk to the kids about this, because believe it or not, when I was a senior team program director at the Boys and Girls Club, I hired a bouncer to be on my staff. And at first they were like, a bouncer? Yup. Because he gonna know how to deal with all of that. He gonna know how to deal with all of that. Yeah. And so when he came in, Amin was one of the best that I had, because he's big and everything. Yeah. But when the boys would act up, he would make them run the gym. Yeah. Do the jumping jack, do the push-ups, do this. And through that, they started talking with him. Yes. And through that, they started trusting him. Yes. And through that, relationships were built that adverse behavior from where they would want to fight, they was like, nah, I want to be close to him. Yeah. I like what we got going here. And then that sense of pride builds up, and then the kids act right. So we need good programming. We do. Yes. We need funds that we can have more programming. Yes. We need spaces, or a space where we can house great programming, so that we can take this thing to the next level.
I was just looking at, just thinking about what both of y'all are saying. Like this summer, when I think the mayor now did a good job with the summer program, little stuff that was going on. But I was just thinking about, well, like now it's getting cold. What do we have now? What's next? Because because summertime it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. Sometimes you go to a little park, they got a little something going on. They was doing it, I think it brought the community together. It did bring the community together a little better and everything. But like now when it get cold, now what's the Now, do you got to plan for the coldness? Where we going? We're inside.
That's true.
And, you know, not even the mayor, but then they had the little skating thing going on in the park. You know, it's like bring older people together. It was a lot going on in the summer.
Shut your mouth with the older people. Shout out to Jacqueline with Trenton Skate.
So it brought a lot of people together.
And she came from a whole other area and brought it here to Trenton. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yes.
We have so many good, and we got skaters here in Trenton. I seen them out there at the skating thing. And so my thing is, what are we doing? What are we doing? Trenton, it's time to stand up. It's time for us to get up. It's time for us to get right. Come on now. It's time for us to do. We can do this. We can do this.
Yes, and that's what it takes, because you mentioned funding. And right, a lot of times we don't get funded, Trenton, because people don't vote.
Hey, Don, let me ask you one thing.
I think people don't vote. Go ahead.
Not cut you off. So I'm gonna ask you, but you in it.
Go ahead.
The funding, do it come once a year or every quarter, or how do the funding come?
So the way that the money comes, it depends. So the city can apply for grants, right? And then they have certain grant cycles that it'll be allowed, right? So it'll become yearly, some things like that, right? So, but the city can apply for grants, which it does, for different for different programs and things like that. What we would have to look at, though, is to actually see, I'd like to know personally, grants that the city has applied for and received, the projects that the money was supposed to be used for, and how much of that money was actually used, or was any money given back. Because the whole thing is, we need to look at that as well, because typically you're taught when you get free money, you ain't trying to give it back. Because what happens is, say they give us $50 million for a project, we give back $25 million, we give that back. Now we want to reapply for more money the next time. They're going to say, you didn't even use what you had, so what plan do you have to use what we're giving you? So it would, you know what I'm saying? It depends on the funding source. It depends on if it's grants, if it's state-driven, and things like that.
That was a good question, Craig.
I ain't know where the money come from, because, a lot of stuff behind closed doors get pocketed a lot too. But in the same token, like I'm saying, me and you, we, people see certain things. We out here for the kids stuff. Why not say, well, I'm gonna get Dr. Craig, we're gonna put something together. A lot of people get overlooked. A lot of people get overlooked. Like we get overlooked, man. And we from the town. And we know, like we've been through it. Like we've been through a lot, like the jail, the stuff, and we could bring the kids together. So I'm just saying, like some people, use it for different parts. Some people use it for vacation, do other little things, or they might just say, just like you said, you took $25 million, then you give it back to them. Somebody that take $25 million, like, we just gonna paint the park. Now, where the other money go at? Just to make it look, we going to put a fence up here and this, and put cement down here. To make it like you're using the money, but you ain't, nobody, don't care about that.
So here's the thing. If you want to get on, did you put in a proposal to the Department of Recreation saying what program it is you offer, saying the benefits and the population you will serve, and what the overall outcome will be? You put together your proposal and you submit it. You put your budget in that proposal that says, if we're going to train X amount of people, X amount of time, we need X amount of equipment, X amount of days in place. You're going to list all of that out, and you're going to say, for the instructors to facilitate, it's going to cost X amount of dollars. For the equipment that we need, itemized and broken down, it's going to cost this amount of dollars, right? For the facility that we want to use, it's going to be this amount of dollars, unless the city, you could get in to one of their locations, like Sam Naples Center or something like that. And so you say, here it is. By us doing this 3 times a week, we're going to service 25 kids out of the city of Trenton, you know what I mean, or people, and this is what we want. And then what the city will require you to do, what you should do anyway, you would have sign-in sheets to show people that showed up, right? You're going to show your results, because the thing is, we want a return on our investment. We want to see that the people that are coming forward are doing what it is they said, to your point, instead of saying, I'm going to just take this, you know what I mean, and just, mop the floor, now pay me.
Great point.
Put your proposal together and submit it.
You said a great point. It's just like you said. But only thing about the way, not even just Trenton, the way this world connected. Once, like, say, I go do that. Don't go do that. Another train go do that. Now they try to make it like there's a scheme going on. Just like PPP loans. It started getting scheme as a reservoir, but it's been out there. So when everybody start branching to go do that stuff, now it's a scheme. Oh, Craig got a jail record, or did this, and now we're on the paper. They start, when mad people start getting like PPP loans. It's been out there, but when people start going to do it, they made it a scheme. Now every time somebody, now if I go get one, I got a legit business. It's a scheme. It's just like they make a lot of things schemes. Man, it's crazy to say.
But all you can do with that is stand on your block and worry about what you got going on, and then just put together your best proposal. And the thing is, too, it's okay to get with people to get help to find out how to do that. Like, if you don't know how to do it, ask the question. And that's another thing that we have to start doing too as people. Sometimes we're so prideful with things. We'll do something and say something, then you get mad. I need a job, but you ain't put in no resume, no application, no nothing.
There we go.
Okay, and then you get mad. They ain't hired me. You didn't apply. Like, what do y'all mean? I don't understand. You just walk down the street and say, you need a job, and you need a job, and you need a job. They need to see what you have going on. But the thing is, we need to stop. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay. It's okay to not know. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? And what you need to do is find people that do know. And that will be open and willing to help you in a comfortable place. Because some people, you ain't know that. You was this and that.
There you go.
Let me tell you. I will say it, and I have. I respect the mindset of a kingpin. The mindset. I don't respect the work. I'm not with all that. I respect the mindset. And let me tell you, and I said that to a class because some of my students was selling. Okay, so let's be clear on that. I am very aware of who's in the room with me. And so as we talked and we broke it down on the whiteboard, they was looking like, is this lady really? I said, let's get it, shall we? Because I need you to hear me. When we broke it down from the thought process, buying, packaging, selling, inventory maintenance, credit and collections, employee oversight. Imagine if you took that brilliant mind and then you sitting at the top and you got people out there that's going to risk their freedom for you. And you sitting off on the island somewhere, chilling and hanging out. Better have what I need. Imagine what you could do legit. Imagine what kind of franchise business owner legit you could be. Imagine the good things that could come of it, and then the other people that you could bring with it. So what I'm saying
Talk
is,
that talk.
don't limit yourself because of what your past was.
That's
the
right.
past was the past. We're here today.
Yes.
Walk in today.
Yes.
Walk in today. Don't be afraid to talk to people who will be able to help you. Everybody's not going to tell you no.
Yeah.
You got to put the right people in front of you to open the door and tell you yes.
Yes, he will. Yes,
Walk
he
in
will.
it and believe it.
Yes, he will.
Yes. Listen.
Man,
Look, that was great breakdown. That was great. See,
this one, the best was done.
That was amazing though. But see, the honesty, man, the straightforwardness, man, like is appreciated,
and that's what I give to the
that's
city.
what we need.
That's it.
And you know what I feel is hard for individuals, the ones who running and the ones who's on the board already, right? Is that they don't work together enough.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Me, you understand? Because I know if they come together enough, the minds will work better and they can agree on certain things. Sometimes you're going to disagree, but at one point you got to look at like, all right, my way might not be working. We tried this. All right, let's try their way. Let's give them a shot now.
Yes.
Let's come together as a collective whole to push this whole thing
And
together.
that's the C in my acronym.
There you go.
C,
See, the C, collaboration that
I'm
you
not
said.
afraid to work
Yes.
with other people.
You
I'm not afraid to sit in the back. I'm not afraid to lead from the back. The best leaders are the ones that lead from the back.
I learned that, boy. I'm telling you. That's how I look at it. And that's where, as a whole, we all come at, because it takes the whole community to do it.
That's it. It's all of us together.
It can't just be the ones who run and get elected. It can't just be, it's the mayor. It got to be a collective whole of everybody. Everybody got to be willing to play their part. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who you are, where you from, what background. Everybody got to be willing to play their part. Because, right, and I look at it, and when we talk about our youth a lot, right, I look at how I was brought up and young, and when you go outside, everybody will tell you something and tell your parents. Yo, I see you over there down. I'm going to tell your mom and dad, man. And it was respectable, and you could do it. Nowadays, you can't tell a kid nothing.
I'm going to tell your mom. F her too.
Forget my mom. They cussing you right out for the jump.
And I'm going to tear your yard up tonight.
And then the mom or the dad, now they might want to argue with you and stuff because, you told my kid this, you da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So that's where we have a big disconnect that in the city.
Let's get our community back, man. Let's get our community back.
And you know what? And this is why we talking like everybody agenda, how you speaking about everything, man, is wonderful. And this where that's why we talk about health and wellness so much. That's why, and we got to get into this real quick, right? Because you can't escape this question. I got to give you this before we get up out of here. This I was waiting. Ooh, this is a good one.
Come on, so I can order my muffin. Come on, so I can order my muffin.
Listen, because we speak, and you always know you mentioned it. We speak about the health of our community just on all levels, mentally, physically, spiritually. So as a candidate and running, we know different things go off, lifestyles, whatever.
I ain't on no diet.
I know that. No, we're not saying to forget a diet. We just saying in general. Where can you see just even because when we talk about health and the mental, physical, all that connects together.
Yes.
Because we know our mental be lacking so much. Yeah. We know we face with so many diseases now, everything. And we have our younger, we're going to start from young. Yes, we're going to start from our younger kids now, 10, 11, 12, they over obese.
Yes.
They some have diabetes already, hypertension, cholesterol levels. So now in that engagement, and we're not gonna get too deep into this because it could go a long way because we could say the schools with the food, but we ain't worrying about all that. We saying in our community, how can we on a health agenda, moving with physical, mental, spiritual, help uplift this community that's lacking as you run as a candidate. And you've been beating the bricks now, walking, crazy. You get out, you move, but just as a whole of you pushing, even making this a part of everybody pushing the health and wellness agenda too, because we need to be healthy. You need to be healthy. You need to be strong and vibrant. For it. When you win an election, you need to be healthy, strong, and vibrant.
This is true.
So, how do you see that part in the whole? Not young guys, but that part of us trying to strengthen our community and the health and wellness part, the physical, mental, spiritual part of that.
So that is very important. I mean, I joke about it. After I went through menopause, I gained a significant amount of weight. I always been a big bone chick. That's just what it is, right? However, once I went through menopause, like I had prayed about not having the hot flashes and all that other stuff. Like, God, don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I should have said, and don't give me the 40 pounds. I didn't think. Yeah. But with that, excess weight came, and now I'm 51.
Yes.
So it's not easy, as it were at one time, for me to lose weight, as it were when I was younger.
Yes.
we do need to be focused on the foods that we are eating and feeding our children, because a lot of the things in the foods when they're doping up them chickens and all that other kind of stuff like that, that's what's causing us problems. And so we're ingesting these things. So you ain't think I knew all that?
No,
we're ingesting these things in our body, which
that
actually lead to other things.
And
believe it or not, on the straight up and the humble, I tell the kids when I'm walking, I tell them, you know, I have arthritis in both my knees. I have to get shots to put the quality so I can walk. Please be mindful of the things that you eat. Please take care of your bodies. You have to work out and be physically active. I do tell my students that because, you know, they watch me as I come. Some days are better than others, right? Some days I'm up and I'm moving. And they're like, you so silly in the morning, Miss Feliciano. But I'm giving them the best that I can give them in that time. When I'm done, I'm done. When I'm done, I'm done. And so we need to definitely do better educating the kids about healthy eating, healthy lifestyles, educate our families, because you know doggone well, I'm going to sit down for Thanksgiving. You better have that turkey. You better have that stuffing, that macaroni and that cheese. You better have all of them yams, all that good stuff, right? And you can have that too in moderation or at that time, right, in portion size. I'm not giving it up. So the thing is, I thought you were saying time. The thing is, I look for cues. So the thing is, definitely with the kids, with the younger coming, we do have an obesity problem. Michelle Obama had talked about the whole health initiative, but we need things that will be sustainable. Shout out to the former First Lady. But we need things that are going to be ongoing. Dr. Adela Lopez for Health and Human Services at the city started her walking in the park with the women.
I heard about that.
And so she has them coming out there. So it's steps like that that can help. And again, collectively, if we have programs that we may have to take to the people, right, and say, come out and learn about healthy eating and stuff. We have the Capital City Farm. Like, we have things you need, fresh produce and stuff like that. Take them right where it is and show, here's what you could do with some cabbage.
Great.
Here's what you can do, because my whole thing is you ain't gonna throw certain foods in front of me and tell me eat that. I'm not doing that.
You just not
what I'm gonna do with that?
Yeah.
Don't even. What is that?
Facts.
But then I had some people do some stuff with cauliflower and stuff. I ain't even know that was macaroni and chicken. Like I was like, what? Cauliflower. So there are healthy alternatives. We just need people to bring more of that to the forefront and the avenues to be open for them to do that. So I'm with that 100%.
I appreciate that. Everybody,
before we end it, and I just want to know, how do you run your campaign? Because like I always say, like when I first voted was when Barack Obama was president, and the way what made me vote was the rappers came out and they, you know, like Puff and all them did little things. So I was like, I followed the music trends.
Rap for you?
So so
I got some bars.
So how you running your
if you
campaign?
need it, I got it for you. I got it. So I meet people where they are. I show up anyway. I'm always around, but I'm with the young, the middle class, the middle age, and the older people. I'm just on point, and I'm in the building. So the thing is this, and I don't tell people what they need to hear in the moment. Understand what I'm saying to you? So I'm not going to just pop up to the church folks and be like, you know, the Lord said, and all that good stuff. And then I'm out here doing some crazy stuff. When I'm walking up and I'm talking to people, I'm going to meet you where you are. I actually have a spiritual verse, a biblical verse for my campaign. And it's Isaiah 6:8, right? And then I heard a voice from the Lord say, who can I send? Who will go? Who can I send? And who will go for us? And I said, here I am, send me. And so that's what it is, send me. So, and that's just my mantra that I rock with everywhere I go. I have been in health functions where I have started rapping off the dome, and people were like, oh my God. Like, it's out there. It's on Facebook. I'm out there with it. I got bars with it. I go far with it. I'm in the building. Y'all, don't get me started with it. But so the thing is, like, and so it is through appealing to the different people, right? And shout out to my students for keeping me on my feet. Shout out to my daughter, Gianna, who she is 21, but she'll let me know. She'll be like, yo, this happened. You need to address this. So-and-so died. Talk about it in class. And I'll get up there and be like, oh, so this happened to so-and-so. And the kids was like, Yeah, they was
great.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
And so we connect.
Okay,
So
that's
shout out
great.
to my support
Yeah,
system.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
dope people that reach out to
That's
me
great.
to make sure to be like,
Yeah.
learn this dance on TikTok.
right.
Do this
That's
and that.
great.
You know what I mean? Just be present.
Man, that was wonderful, man. We about to get ready to close out. I'm going to save the menopause thing for you because I could have addressed that for you, right? But I'm going to leave you with that one. I'm going to talk to you off screen about that. about that
Dun,
part.
dun. We need to have a whole other conversation
Yeah.
though about menopause
Yes.
because that is serious and it is
listen,
mind blowing,
it's very important, right?
It's a
and,
lot.
and people don't be knowledgeable on it. And even our women, you could be smart as you want, but when we talk about health, is another learning, right? It's another thing when our doctors teach us because we go to our doctors because what they went to school for that and got the degrees for that.
And stop telling me that my ideal weight is 155 pounds. I would be looking like I was smoking everything under the sun. No, that's what the doctors say.
The doctor going to listen. The doctor
155 pounds.
The doctor going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you the straight truth. You know, I'm going to tell you. Don't never believe what a doctor tell you that your body structure because you're a black woman.
I'm a black woman.
You're a black woman.
I would look like this.
So the structure of your body and your genetic makeups is going to make express way different than what a white person will. You get what I'm saying? Or what a Hispanic person might will. So I ain't going to get too deep into this topic because then we'll be here for another hour or something. So I ain't going to get into that because I be getting my blood pressure rises when I, you know what I'm saying? I get hot. You get what I'm saying? Because this is my talk now. You get what I'm saying? Now this is my field now. Now you into my arena. You get what I'm saying? Now I get to show out now. It's like, but no, I ain't gonna get too deep in it. You get it? I ain't gonna get too deep in it. I ain't gonna get too deep. No, but that is a big issue for our women, man. And we need to educate them more that. And I'm gonna have to talk about that more to the people.
Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, I ain't saying don't listen to that doctor. But
I'm not taking these pills.
But what I'm saying is, before you start taking them pills, try alternative first because there's another way.
Yeah.
Because
and they don't want you to know about holistic medicine.
No, they don't.
Then it takes money.
It takes money out of pocket. And one thing I'm gonna say, there you go. And this is one last thing I'm gonna say about menopause, right? Hormones is out of control.
My hormones are everywhere.
Whoa! So this is what I'm telling you. So
everywhere. I need to.
But see, so this is where learning comes is at, right? And you get to help a person regulate their hormones to their normal way they're supposed to be.
Right.
Right? Women don't supposed to have hot flashes at 45, 50,
I never had
60,
them.
70. You don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and some of the stuff that throws off the hormones are not active, not eating right, not getting the right vitamins and stuff. For one, I can tell a person their vitamin D level is low. That's going to create a disaster anyway. Because we black, we don't get enough. So we ain't gonna get in. See, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a big topic. So I gotta close this out. So we gotta have another conversation. Okay, we can have another conversation on this because this is a real deep topic, man, and it's amazing, man, and it's informative.
And if you don't
for
mind,
all.
on that, I would love to have you on the other side.
Yes, definitely.
And talk over there too.
Yes, definitely.
And put you up.
Definitely.
And let's talk about that.
Definitely,
Okay, very good.
Definitely. Okay, so look, we're gonna close. Listen. We had a wonderful one, man. It was going to go overboard, man. But we want to thank Crystal Feliciano, for coming out, man, running for city council of Trenton, New Jersey, man. And we just wish you the best. God going to grant you what you're supposed to have. I just believe it. There's no other way around it. The story is written already, whichever, But you still, no matter which way it goes, you still going to be doing great works. I know it. No matter how it goes, because God is using you in tremendous ways. So, and
remember, vote 8. 8 is great.
Tell them, vote 8 is great.
Vote number 8, right? Now there's no numbers. Now what they did, there's no number on the ballot. But when I drew, I'm number 8. So I'm 8th on the ballot, right? So we going straight to 8. Vote number 8, because 8 is great. 8-ball quarterback. Listen, however you gotta get it. Come on and let's go.
There you go, y'all. And don't forget, man, check out the finisher, man. Gonna be at home. The tip of the day, man. The workout gonna be up there, man, on YouTube, man. It's gonna be on Instagram too. How fitness changed our lives. You already know, man. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. We need it. You know what I mean? We trying to do some tremendous things, man, and we moving in the right direction, y'all. But we need y'all help to do it, man. So we just gonna leave y'all down. What we want to say is, man, Vote November 8th. Get
November
out.
8th.
Vote, man. November 8th, man. Get out and vote. Craig, you want to close something?
Nah, just let her give all the information.
Oh, yeah, no, she going to give all her,
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you can find me at www.crystal, CRYSTALFOR, Trenton.com. I'm on Facebook under Crystal for Trenton. If you want to hit us up, you could call 609-960-5489. My campaign manager is the one and only Lance Lopez. Shout out to Lance. But get at us. Listen, we in it to win it. We out here moving, we grooving. We can always use volunteers. If you want a lawn sign, please let me know because they've been going like crazy. But definitely, please, ma'am, please, sir, November the 8th, get out and vote. Unless you're voting early, because the mail-in ballots are out now as well. Please vote. Cast your vote. Your voice matters. We need you. This November 8th, our lives depend on it. It's time for us to move Trenton in the right direction, and that's forward together.
There we go, y'all. And we're going to leave y'all with that, man. Peace.
Thank you.